Hello everyone, this is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today our guest is Nick Eldridge, who will fight on Cage Titan 73, September 13th. Hello Nick, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, and actually in a few days you will have a chance to win another promotional title. It will be actually the fight, quite an interesting one, but of course in your last few fights you showed that you can beat really good prospects. So if you can tell me, how do you feel before this title fight?
I'm excited. I'm pumped to be able to fight for the Cage Titans belt. Had a really good time when I fought there last. It's a fun promotion, fun venue, and I'm excited to have a shot at another pro title.
And actually you fought about like 4 or 5 weeks ago in also in a championship fight.
Yep, yeah, 4 weeks ago.
And how your body is feeling right now? Because it's like quite not a long break between the fights.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling great. It is a pretty short time between fights, but I didn't really get beat up in that fight at all. So I was ready to go like the week after. So I think we took the fight that Monday or Tuesday. But I was already back in the gym feeling good. So
And actually, the Cage Titans is a really good regional promotion. That they have a good roster, even like in the Contender Series lately. Jack Congdon fought for the opportunity to fight in the UFC. So I think that it's a really good place to be.
yeah, definitely. They definitely get some more eyes on you. I think it's good to just fight for different promotions. Get different sets of eyes on you and just showcase your skills as much as possible.
And you are like super busy fighter right now because you made your pro debut earlier this year. So it will be your sixth fight, and of course there is a chance that it will be for 25 minutes. So if you can tell me, do you want to be this active? And after this fight, would you be interested to take like one or even two fights more?
Yeah, I mean, of course, we can't really look past this fight. We'll see how it goes, but as long as I'm healthy, I want to fight. It's been great being able to rack up some wins this year and stay active. Like I said, I mean, as long as I'm healthy and are getting good offers that I like, then we're gonna keep taking fights until we can hopefully get to the next level. And then I'm sure it'll slow down a little bit if we can reach that next level, but until then, we're just trying to stay active, get better, and rack up wins.
And with this kind of activity, you can get to like a really big promotion in the UFC really fast. Because in the end, when you are taking like 2 or 3 fights in 1 year, you have to wait a few years, even if you are on the long winning streak. And right now, if you are 6-0, maybe like two more, and you will be on the like short list of the fighters that UFC would like to have in their roster.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. So all I can do is just keep taking tough fights and keep doing my best to get my hand raised there and see where it goes.
And about your next opponent, do you know anything about him? And did you or your coaches watch any of his like videos, fights?
Yeah, definitely. We've been studying him. He was pretty well known to my coaches and team before we ever signed to fight him. He fought on the card in May at Cage Titans when I fought. Had a brutal viral knockout there. So yeah, we've been doing our homework. He's skilled fighter, good fighter. But I like the matchup.
And in your career, your first two opponents were like quite let's say not on your level, but your next three were like undefeated prospects. They were all, I think, that 3-0. So you have this kind of experience fighting against talented prospects, and of course, like finishing them.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't want to be one of those fighters that build a big record with a bunch of guys that weren't quite on my level. So yeah, got a couple. I don't want to say easy wins, but easier wins at the beginning of my career, and then we started fighting, the best guys possible, and luckily we're able to get some wins. And I would like to just keep facing stiff competition and just be undeniable to try and reach that next level.
And if you can tell me how your like journey with combat sports started, did you have any other background before you went to MMA?
No, I didn't have any combat sports experience. I started training jujitsu about 4 years ago or so, and just was kind of training alongside the MMA fighters, and I just fell in love with it and started fighting, and realized that I was going to try to make a living out of it. So here we are.
So you need to be like quick learner because to when you like start a few years ago and you defeated like almost everyone in your amateur fights, and right now you're undefeated as the pro. It's kind of crazy. You have to have this kind of ability to take the knowledge quite quick.
Yeah, I guess so. I just try to, I'm in the gym as much as I possibly can be, working hard. I have great coaches around me at No Sos MMA. Devin Powell, who is in the UFC, just gives me, great guidance, whether it be technique or how to go about my career. But yeah, I would say that it's just hard work and good people around me.
And do you have the in your team the fighters like you, young up and coming prospects, or either like amateur level or pro level that you know that they can be like successful in the future?
Yeah, I think we got a ton of guys that are pretty similar point in their career as me. We got a lot of guys who have gone pro in the last year, 2, 3 years, all with good records, and just we got a lot of good fighters, and then we got a lot of good amateur fighters too that are coming up. So yeah, we have a great room. I get all the looks that I need, all the training partners I need, people who can push me, people who can teach me. Yeah, I got great people around me.
And do you also like to train with the fighters who are bigger than you, let's say like lightweights, maybe welterweights?
Yeah, I definitely mix it up with some of the bigger guys. When it comes to like sparring, we'll usually try to keep it within a weight class or two. But when it comes to grappling and drilling and stuff like that, I mean, I'm not picky with the size of my training partners. But I mean, we got a bunch of guys at my weight class, 45, 55, 70. So yeah, it's like I said, I can get any of the looks that I need really.
Yes, it's probably good choice. Of course, like not the hard sparring because it would be like no point. But like the drilling or like the grappling session is probably good to have someone from one side a little bit heavier that you have to think how to beat him, and sometimes even the smaller fighters can be like tricky and like super quick.
Yeah, definitely.
And with your kind of schedule, which I think that is kind of crazy, do you feel sometimes like burnout in your training that you know that you are, let's say, beaten up a little bit, or you think that you need to rest, but in the end you will go to the gym?
There's definitely days where I could go lay on the couch rather than train, but I've been really lucky as far as injuries go and stuff. So, I mean, I haven't really had to train through any major injuries or anything like that. I mean, your body's definitely going to get tired in fight camp, and you're going to have those days where you could use some rest, but you're going to have to push through. But in general, I don't feel much burnout. I mean, I take a little time after my fights to recover if I need to, and just enjoy life a little bit. But then I'm usually right back in the gym, and yeah, just that little like 1 week reset has been enough for me.
And after the fight, and of course, like after the win, do you like to go do something like celebrate with your team or like a family, or you prefer to go to, let's say, like to your room and just try to rest?
No, I definitely like to celebrate a little bit after a win. Yeah, definitely celebrating. I'll rest kind of the week after the fight, you know.
And probably it's like really hard to actually rest, like go to sleep after the fight, because it's like adrenaline, a lot of emotions. So probably in the end you have to do something.
Yeah, definitely. I'm usually up till, you know, the next morning after a fight. But yeah, I get my rest in the next few days after that.
And do you like to watch like the especially the UFC fights?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love watching the UFC fights. I'll watch I like to watch our local promotions, keep an eye on, guys I may be fighting or I have fought or my teammates are fighting or have fought or we have a pretty big team, so most of the local cards we have fighters on, so I'm always watching them and supporting them. But yeah, I love watching any fights really.
And from the regional scene, do you have maybe the fighter that you would like to fight? Like it would be like one fight and you will go to the UFC, but you would like to face this one fighter?
Um, I think there's a couple options that would be along those lines that you'd be, getting close to getting a UFC contract by beating, but no one specific in mind right now. Gonna try and take care of Jacobo next weekend, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
And from the UFC, do you have a like a name in mind that you would like to fight? Of course, it's not like the call out, but you when you watch the fight, you think like it would be like cool matchup.
Um, I don't know if there's anyone I can think of that I really want to fight, but I would say that someone who I really like watching in the UFC, who I try to emulate, and who I think I have a similar style to, and is a good person for me to study and try to replicate, is Merab. Same weight class, same kind of relentless style. A lot of grappling. He's shown his striking has gotten a lot better recently, so I like watching him. But if I was going to get a call to the UFC, I wouldn't be picky on who I was fighting. I'd you know do whatever I had to do to get there and stay there. So,
About Merab, because he seems to be unstoppable right now. Uh, uh, do you think that there in like next few fights there will be a like contender who can beat him or at least give him some big trouble?
well, I mean, I just got done saying how much I like Merab, but Corey just did a seminar at our gym month or two, a couple months ago. So honestly, I'll have a hard time rooting for anyone in that fight. I like both of those guys a lot. I think Corey can give anyone trouble, so I don't think Merab's just going to run through him. Um, but yeah, that'll be a fun fight to watch, and I would not be surprised to see either one of those guys come out with the win.
And Corey is actually like really tricky fighter. He's got a lot of like tools and like good advantages in his like arsenal. So I think that he is definitely a really tough contender. But against Merab, he's such a tough fighter to fight against, because of course like his pressure, his cardio. So probably there is need to be like the going for the finish against him.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I think like I don't think Corey will be taken down and controlled. I think we saw like with when he fought Umar. I mean, he had some sick scrambles, and I mean he can definitely grapple. And we've seen Merab get hurt in fights before. I think it was against Moraes. He almost got knocked out. Sean hurt him to the body. Uh, I like I said, I wouldn't be shocked to see Corey win that. I also wouldn't be shocked to see Merab just buzzsaw him like he does everybody else.
Yes, yes, but definitely it would be really, really good fight. And about your next matchup, uh, in a like perfect world, would you like to win by knockout by submission, or you prefer to spend a little bit more time in the cage and maybe like going full distance?
So my last fight went 25 minutes. It was the first decision of my pro career, and I was pretty pissed about that. I want to get him out of there as little time as possible. I'm prepared to go 25 minutes. I I like my chances if it does go 25 minutes, but I'm always trying to finish the fight any way possible as quickly as possible. So no, I'll definitely be hunting for the finish here, and I got a lot of good cage time in my last fight, so I feel good about that. Don't feel good about not getting the finish, so that's what I'll be looking to do here.
But it is actually a quite rare thing to have just five pro bouts and in the end having the like 25 minutes like experience, because sometimes the like regional title fights here like they are 15 minutes, and in the end you have this kind of experience, and definitely it is like super important because you know how you feel in like fourth and fifth round.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was disappointed in myself to not get the finish, but there's no substitute for cage time for that experience. So it'll definitely be good for me going forward in my career, just having that cage time. And like I said, I'll be prepared to go 25 again if I have to, but I'm hoping not to have to. If we can finish it in the first round, I'll finish it then.
Okay, Nick, so many thanks for the time and for conversation. I hope that you will win your next fight, and this time will be like definitely not the decision, but the finish.
Thank you. I appreciate it.